where fans are filing into Alumni Stadium. They'll look between the field hockey lines, perhaps underneath the Musco lighting that's been imported in, and hope that there will be a party in the moons. What an exciting matchup we have in store for you this afternoon, built around the pageantry, tradition, and everything that makes college football great. As we'll see a squad from the Big 12, the West Virginia Mountaineers, taking on a team from the ACC, the Boston College Eagles. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, here with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get this thing rolling. And the Mountaineers will kick it away to start. No shot at a return. It's out of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. The Eagles offense will have the ball first. And, Jesse, this is going to be a fun test. This receiver, if you leave him in man coverage, you might be in for some trouble.
And so when you get him in the one-on-ones, you got to throw his way. He's a really good route runner. He can catch the football. And then when the defense decides to double cover and take him away, that's when you go somewhere else with the football or you run it. The balance in this offense, based on how they play him, I think is big today.
Yeah, and that's what you've got to do as a defense. Sometimes you double team him, sometimes you play zone, mix it up, give different looks, because he is a guy. He's shown the ability to burn your defense and make big plays.
Here comes the offense on second down. Scanning the field, it's James. Just not quite able to make the connection. It's incomplete. Third and 6, and they'll need a big play here on this opening drive. From the gun, wants to pass. Hit as he throws. This time it's complete. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's first down. That was a really well-run route on the curl to pick up the first down.
Yeah, and it's a nice job, too, by the receiver, getting his depth and then finding space in between the defenders, giving his quarterback a nice target.
Off the play fake on first down. Catch in the middle, it's Harris. He gets it to the 31-yard line, a big play for this offense. That sends a message that this offense is going to attack downfield.
And I like this offense coming out being aggressive, attacking the middle of the field right away, way down the field on this first drive, just letting this defense know we're coming to score points.
Got it in the middle, it's Moore. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
Oh, that just really nice catch by the big tight end, throwing those mitts up there, catching the football.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Wants to throw again. Snagged out of the air. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
And the Golden Eagles come to the line on third and short, looking to keep this drive moving. To the air, it's James. Trying to set up the screen. There he goes! That'll be enough for the first down, and now they've got it at the 15-yard line.
And a nice job slipping in the screen. Like, you got to know the situation when those pass rushers, Palmer, are going to come upfield and those situations when you can take advantage of the defense.
Yeah, I would love a David Pollack just running at me free and then finding a way to negotiate the throw around a guy that just knew he was going to be getting a sack. That feels so good. Complete the screen and keep the drive alive.
That completion will take them inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
The give to the back. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Eagles!
Well, you know this offensive coordinator scripts his opening 10. plays, and he didn't even need that. They went 9 plays and scored a touchdown, everything working perfectly. They looked like a well-oiled machine early in this game offensively.
Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the extra point makes it 7-0. They put together a 74-yard touchdown drive. And what a way to finish it with a 9-yard touchdown run. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. No chance for a return as that ball flies out of the back of the end zone. So West Virginia's offense will try to get something started with their first possession. And this running game might have a huge advantage when they get to the second level of this defense, David.
Well, and this is a big challenge. Like, you're overmatched. You understand this guy is a top-shelf player, and I'll be honest, this defense has kind of struggled a little bit this season, but this individual matchup, you got to get him on the ground. You got to find a way to corral him, slow him down. He can't be the game wrecker. If that's the case, it's going to be too easy for this offense.
And if you're on offense, you got to be thinking, let's dominate in the trenches and let's get our star running back into the second level against this linebacker. We've got an athletic advantage at that position. So if we can free him up into the second level of this defense, make him make guys miss, those are going to be explosive plays for the offense.
That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43.
Well, your opponent scored on their opening drive, so obviously no need to panic. But I know, having been in this situation as a quarterback, you want to answer right away. So really good to see him making some nice throws here on their opening drive. He's going to try and see if he can get this thing tied up.
He wants to take the top off. And it falls incomplete, but that could have been disastrous. A defender was right there.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls against this receiver and his speed. He's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
Looking for room. It's White. He gets it into plus territory. He's out of bounds at the 48.
Listen, you got to be able to know what play to call and what hole to go through. Like, the line blocks for a certain hole. Good job getting through the hole, getting what was blocked, getting a nice positive gain, making your situation really good on the next down.
The Mountaineers lining up, just needing a few tough inches on third down. Bringing the heat. Quarterback can't pull the trigger, and down he goes at the 41.
3rd and inches, and the offense trying to throw the football. The defense, they weren't fooled. They just got upfield, and they got pressure on the QB.
And the Mountaineers will try to pin them back with the punt. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. Showing some serious leg strength on that boomer. That thing was down for a while, but the big bounce carried it into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys and staying in your gaps, everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Off the play fake. Pocket breaking down. Got his man downfield. They'll move the chains after he gets it to the 43-yard line.
I'll tell you, man, I love quarterbacks that have arm talent, but that can throw it accurately at the same time, and you saw all of it on that in route.
Offense lines up for a 1st and 10 from the 43. That's the end of the quarter, and Boston College has the lead. We've put one in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary. heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. So after the break, they'll go back to work. Back to pass, it's James. Finds his man down the middle. And they picked up 9 on first down. It'll bring up second and short.
And I love when my quarterback sees zoned and knows exactly where to go with the football. Sees the wide receiver running the drag route, knows when to throw it, pulls the trigger for the easy completion.
The Golden Eagles can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Turning on the Jets. Really nice pickup on that one as they get it to the 36. It'll be first down.
It's hard to stop great runners. It really is. That's why you run the football consistently. You got a big offensive line, a big physical unit. You run the football like this, man, it will take a toll later. But you got to tackle this guy over and over again who has this ability to make people miss and make big plays.
Pulls it in. It's Bond. He'll be run out of bounds, but there is a flag on the play. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Pulls and fires it complete to the right. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
Backed up now, here's second and long. Now the play fake. Grab near the marker, it's Franklin. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
How many first downs is that just on this drive? We're going to have to get the training staff to give some IVs and get some bananas, and we better stay hydrated because at this rate, the defense is going to play way too many snaps.
Boston College coming to the line after moving the chains. Leaves it with the running back. It's a seam wide open. Getting work done on the ground. He's pulled down at the 14-yard line.
Keep pounding away at this defense and make them play the run. If you can get this many a chunk, they're going to have to commit more guys to the box, more guys to the run. Then you open it up for the passing game.
Operating in the red zone here on second down. From the gun, the ground game. Brought down, but not before he bowled his way inside the 10 to the 8.
And a nice crisp run. Great job. Maybe expecting pass, on second down, but really good job running the football, committing to it, getting the first down.
Boston College will try to get it in on a first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Wide receiver comes in motion. He'll run it up the middle, trying to pick his way to the end zone. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
It's looking like they're going to have to try to throw this one into the end zone here on third down, David. Quarterback's got to be careful. Can't get greedy because these windows, they close fast.
Extremely tight windows. Find your big-body guys that can win in contested situations here on third down.
Looking for the goal line. And they'll stop him inside the 5, but the defense is backed up in the shadow of its own goalpost. Here comes the field goal unit as they'll try to get the 3. The distance is no problem, but this angle from the left can test you. Right down the boulevard. And that will extend their lead even further.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
So after the last drive ended with a field goal, the kickoff team out there to send it away. Not going to get a return here. They'll bring it out to the 25 as the kickoff sails through the back of the end zone. Starts a drive trying to go up top. Got it in the middle. It's Vaughn.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly, and that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and a score on this drive would do wonders for their confidence. The Mountaineers in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Looking to fire. Got a man. It's Singleton. And they exploited that soft spot, and they get it down to the 35.
I know this isn't the start the offense wanted. They don't have any points so far in this game, but sometimes it just takes one explosive play to turn things around. And after that beautiful completion deep for the offense, that should give them a little confidence, a little momentum. They've now got us to be able to score points on this drive.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Setting up the screen. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
And you're trying to get the ball to the running back quick and let him get some space, but there was absolutely no space. They penetrated quickly, and they got him before he could even get going.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Wants to throw it. Makes the catch. It's Barnes. And the defense stops him just short of the 1st down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks. And the Mountaineers come to the line trying to find a way to convert on 3rd and very short. Leaves it with the back. Just nowhere to go against this defense to find that single yard he needed on 3rd down.
Yeah, they're just going to need more push up front. There was nowhere for that running back to go. The offensive line got moved right back into his lap, and as a result, they lose yards on that play.
On 4th down, trying to find his man. Caught close to the marker. It's Bray. Well, they just drained all the suspense out of the 4th down conversion, moving the chains easily. The Mountaineers getting set on 1st and 10. Looking downfield on 1st down. Makes the grab on the left. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall.
I love offenses and quarterbacks that are willing to take the easy stuff. Take those easy throws that are guaranteed to get positive yards. Yeah, I'm going to take big shots down the field too. But don't forget, it's easier to pick up 2nd and 5, 3rd and 5 than it is when we start getting those long yardage situations.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big 3rd down in the red zone. Lets it fly. Touchdown, Mountaineers. Fired in from the red zone for the score.
Man, that's exactly what this offense needed to do. You talk about answering at the right time, right before the half, close this gap, create some momentum, go into the half, put something together, try to come out with your hair on fire and win this 2nd half.
Lining up for the PAT. And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. So they put together a 9-play, 75-yard drive. And they get it into the end zone with a 6-yard touchdown pass. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. And with time running out here in the first half, this offense will choose to take a knee. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Fellas, you've been taking in some scene there today in Chestnut Hill. And yes, football is a game of inches, but man, is that really the case when you consider the length of some of these possessions. Look, I'm not an analytics guy, but I do know this. The team that sustains drives and just moves the sticks might be the team that comes out on top today. And with that, let's send it back to the guys at Alumni Stadium.
Boston College ready to kick things off and start the second half. Just unloaded on that kickoff. Don't have to worry about a return on a kick like that. They'll bring it out to the 25. They keep it on the ground to open the third. Creates a little space. Turning it on! Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with a first down.
Well, with the weapons this offense has, you knew it was just a matter of time in the run game before someone was going to break a long one. They'd just been running into a wall. They just couldn't seem to find their creases and get enough movement up front, but they finally got it there, picking up the first. Let's see what happens next.
They'll give it to him again. And he'll find enough running room to get it just short of midfield at the 49.
I like this guy as a running back because he can run between the tackles and he can also go outside. He can really do it all.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. He'll ride his man on the option. Rides the back on the option to give. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down.
And you kind of thought in that situation QB might keep it, but makes the right read. Gets it to the pitch man, and what does he do? Gets downhill. Get downhill and get that first down. New set of downs. Nice execution on the option by this offense.
Coming out on first down with the play fake. Quarterback just flat missed it. Incomplete.
And that was good defense again, and unfortunately we've been saying that all game long. Really, really good defense. Or, listen, you can spin on the other side. This offense has really been bad.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. On the option. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The deep
shot for the end zone. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
We've seen this offense click and hum, and it's not clicking, and something's a little bit off. And I like the deep shot down the field. At least it was an interception, but they got to find a way in this O to manufacture some first downs and some passing yards because everything's been difficult today.
Punt is on its way. You'd think they would have had a good chance to down that one deep, but the bounce carries it into the end zone for the touchback. Out of the gun, the running back has it. Followed that blocking and got 5 out to the 26.
Definitely been tough sledding for this guy, especially in the first half. They gave him the ball a bunch, but they just don't have a ton of yards on the ground to show for it at this point. That looked like a pretty good run, though. You just wonder maybe in the second half, if they keep giving him the football, it may start paying some dividends.
They'll keep it on the ground. They went right back to him, and this time the defense was all over him. Nothing to show for that run.
And you're seeing on both sides really hard to run the football in this one. You've got to give both of these defenses tons of credit. They are so physical up front. These defensive lines can take the game over, and right now, it's tough sledding on the ground.
Quarterback on the keeper. He's loose. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down.
This is an offense that can move the sticks in a whole lot of different ways. Now you're seeing it on the option here. Great job by the quarterback. Reading the defense, there's nobody there taking him, so he puts his foot in the ground, he gets upfield, and he's got really nice elusiveness once he's out in the open field. He shows you that on that explosive play, picking up the first.
Nice move. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. And gang tackling on this dude is a good idea. They needed it, but he still got the first down.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
They'll ride the hot hand. There was just nowhere to cut back. Great job by the defense, and he'll have to take the loss.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
And the Golden Eagles have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. They'll run play action. Floats it out in space. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
Guys out of the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on you.
It'll be 3rd and long. Looking to pass. It's James. Fires toward the end zone. And swatted down by the defense to stop the scoring opportunity.
And those sting for offenses, man. You've got an opportunity to get in the end zone, to get the touchdown. It's not easy. It's hard to get guys open. He comes open, and the quarterback, man, I bet he wishes he had that one back.
Boston College will send out the punt team. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. Boy, they had a chance to track that thing down, but it bounces into the end zone for a touchback. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. From the gun, running back on the move. They knock him down after a gain of 3 to the 23.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Wants to go up top. Here comes the heat. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down.
Another incompletion, and I've said that a lot, and these teams are just struggling. I mean, the offense just doesn't know what to do. Nothing's working, ground game, throw game. It's kind of been a rock fight on both sides.
Gives it on the option. Oh, a lot of space. They finally get him stopped, and this veteran junior running back comes up with a nice play.
And they may have caught the defense snapping there a little bit, David, maybe expecting pass on that 3rd down, but because of the back's effort now, fresh set of downs.
And it's so nice to have a guy that you can give the football on these 3rd down situations and feel confident you're going to continue to move the sticks.
Wants to throw on 1st down. Makes the grab. It's Gallagher.
I really like the slot receiver, and I understand he's not the biggest guy in the world, but he just runs really good routes, and he's always under control. He can run option routes. He can run double moves. He does a great job cutting, and he's dangerous after the catch. Nice weapon to have work in the middle of the field.
And the Mountaineers with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Looking for space. It's White. They'll get the 1st down. It's spotted on the 49. We've reached the break. Boston College has the lead. They've built a cushion. They've got a nice lead. Now the task is finish the deal as you take a look at the third quarter stats. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. They'll go back to work with a first down in the final period. Use the play fake, now to throw. Got it behind the line, it's Barnes. Really putting together a threat now. They get the first, it's at the 37. There's not a lot more beautiful in football than the play action and the open tight end.
Yeah, because it freezes those linebackers. It freezes those safeties because they have to come up for a second and play the run. And then the big tight ends, big targets on the back end can catch the football and make big plays.
To the air on first down. Going for it all. And good coverage and better hands by the defender to knock it down in the end zone.
DB does an outstanding job here on the deep pass, locating the football, no PI, able to swat it away, pass incomplete.
So now it's second and long. Finds the tight end. Across the 25, he's got room. They get him stopped, but the big gain has them on the doorstep. Let's mark it at the 13.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
They're looking to pass from the red zone. Snagged in the middle, it's Vaughn. That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend.
When these wide receivers work the middle of the field, so much of this is feel. Understanding where the holes are in the zone or understanding how to get leverage on a man. And these wide receivers are dangerous nowadays because they do it so fast and see that so quick and make those plays over the middle.
He's got it on the move. Good throw and catch. Takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in. Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a first down without scoring. Third down. They'll try to run for it. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be first and goal.
Well, they needed 2 yards to get that first down. That's exactly what they got. Great job of execution.
No secret about it. Just got to be physical, get a hat on a hat, low man wins, all the cliches to get that third down and short.
They'll keep it on the ground for first and goal. Touchdown, Mountaineers. They move on top here in the fourth.
And this is a running back, guys, that gets better as the game goes on. Here we are late in this one, and he's still... Oh, big runs, impressive, making people miss, showing you the speed. And that touchdown gives his team the lead.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And with the extra point, they're up 14-10. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive and close the deal with a 3-yard touchdown run. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. And here comes the offense on second down. Running back searching for a hole. Finds his way for 3 out to the 33.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
The Golden Eagles come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep the drive moving. They'll try to run for it. And he surges up to the 36-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
It's not a flashy play call, but that is exactly what it was designed to do. Get 2 yards, get the first down.
BC back to work after picking up the first down. To throw, it's James. Quickly complete. He's out across the 40, out of bounds at the 41, and execution continues to be key.
Nice job there. Good timing between the QB and the wide receiver executing that out route.
Now here on 2nd down, see if they keep tossing it around. Back to pass. Got his man. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains.
Now, I know that completion isn't a touchdown. It's not a deep play deep down the field, but how about the strong hands by that receiver making that catch? He made that look pretty routine. He had that DB draped all over him and still was able to help this offense get positive yards.
Catch in the middle, it's Bond.
Now, I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and time is of the essence for this offense to get things done. And the Golden Eagles can really attack on this 2nd and short. Gonna run it. It's McDonald. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down. They immediately call timeout, trying to preserve every second they can to try to rally here late. The Golden Eagles kept this drive moving on the ground, now back to work. Might as well give it to him again. Wide open spaces. They finally wrestle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground.
This defense really is on their heels. They've been on the field now for a long time on this drive, and they're just getting pushed around at the point of attack up front like we saw in that last play.
And the Golden Eagles back to the line on first down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Home crowd not going to love it. You got to throw the ball to win this game. They do not like the play call with not a lot of time left in the game.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw, it's James. Gets it out quickly. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab.
Defense comes up with a really big stop there. That's nice. They don't give up the first down, so the clock keeps working, but they're on their own end of the field. They know this offense is going to start taking shots into the end zone. They better have some guys ready on the back end, ready to swat some balls away and make some plays.
Snap it to the back. They'll stop him short on third down in this defense, trying to make sure they stay on top.
I think the run defense, a lot of times late in the game, you always wonder how well it'll hold up. Nice job on this play by this defense, getting in and getting the running back on the ground.
Trailing by a possession, they need to keep the ball. They'll try to convert on fourth down. Big tight end makes the grab, first down, still on his feet. Touchdown, Boston College. And inside a minute to go, and they've got the lead.
Man, how about this quarterback right away seeing, I got to get rid of the football. There's a lot of guys near the line of scrimmage. He spits it out, and I let my receiver do the rest. Let my playmaker make me look really good, really nice pitch and catch, and guess what? You got the lead now in the fourth quarter.
This one's big to make sure they can't beat you with a field goal. He's got it, and the lead is up to a field goal. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive. And what a late touchdown in the final minute that is likely the game winner here. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. He'll take a knee. It's a touchback save every second he can as they try to put together this final drive. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Makes a man miss. He'll go out of bounds, and that'll stop the clock. 21 seconds remaining here. It'll be first down.
I love the play call by the offense here running the ball. The score is what it is right now. You don't have to panic. You don't have to throw it every single down. You don't have to go up tempo. Just run your stuff. Be balanced. Run the football. Make sure this defense stays honest.
Looking to throw on first down. Throws to the wideout. A strike downfield. And he'll get out of bounds. It's a first down there in plus territory, and now threatening to get the score.
Where's the defense on that last play? It's a 2-minute situation. You've got the guy making the catch in the middle of the field. You've got to tackle him in bounds and keep this clock moving. Somehow they were able to let him get outside and stop the clock. That just can't happen.
Wants to go up top on first down. Grabbed in the middle. It's White. The timeout stops the clock with 10 seconds to play. The Mountaineers with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. The run from the shotgun. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. They'll use the timeout. 6 seconds left on the clock. So now we'll line up for one of the biggest kicks of this game. They'll use the timeout. 6 seconds left on the clock. They're happy enough to try to take the points as the field goal unit heads out. And this one to bring us to a deadlock in the final moments. Nestled just inside that right upright. And they tie it up, fellas, here in the final seconds.
I am not always the most positive guy towards kickers. We all know that. But how about that, man? First opportunity in the game, in the fourth quarter, when your team needed it, the game now tied because of his foot.
Coming down the stretch in the fourth, and we are all tied up, about set to kick it away. He'll take a knee. It's a touchback save every second he can as they try to put together this final drive. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. And this play will be for no gain, and that is going to do it. Final play of the fourth quarter. All right, guys, so here we go in overtime, and just to refresh everyone's memory, alternating possession starting on the opponent's 25.
And it's so nice to be on defense first, to set the tone, to understand what you need. Try to hold them to a field goal. The offense knows they can do their job to go out and get a win. Just 2 possessions, Palmer, like you got to be at your best.
Yeah, and I love the new rules, too, because in the third overtime possession, it goes to alternating 2-point plays. Back and forth. Who's got anything left in the tank here in OT?
From the gun, running back gets to give. It's a running room. Pulled down after a nice run, and they're in the red zone at the 19.
Man, you play the whole game. Now it's coming down to what? A couple of plays. It's in overtime. You're starting to move the ball closer to the opponent's end zone. Got to make a play. Got to protect the football. What's your go-to play after watching this whole game develop?
Second down, they'll go to the air. He's got it on the run. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it first and goal.
When receivers are running slant routes against man coverage, sometimes you get open using speed, but sometimes it's pure physicality. This receiver does a great job using his hands, and then he's able to fight his way to the inside. At the end of the day, he just wanted that football more.
He's looking to throw. Touchdown, West Virginia. And they score first here in overtime. Well, that didn't necessarily go as planned, but it was most effective in the end.
I love it, Reese. Down in the red zone, this quarterback didn't have anybody open. He didn't panic. He just decided, man, I'm going to go do this myself. I'm going to use my wheels and put up 6 on the board. He did just that.
This extra point would give them a 7-point lead in OT. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. Now on first down, they need to answer with a touchdown. Back to pass, it's James. Gets it out fast.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes too. He is a versatile back.
The Golden Eagles can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Trying to run, it's McDonald. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt.
And you see him consistently sticking with the run, staying balanced. As you get closer to the goal line, you're thinking the field starts to shrink. Now, do I have a jump ball wide receiver out wide I can throw the football to? How am I going to find that extra space and take care of the football while doing it?
They'll crank up this drive with the pass. Hauls it in. They go up top to get it down to the 5-yard line as they try to pay off this drive. Going to work in the red zone, they can pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Second down, they'll go to the air. Touchdown, Boston College! They got it in, and now an extra point away from the tie.
Obviously very hard to complete passes this area of the field. Nice execution. Now you're down by 1, and now you got to make the decision. Are we going to go for it and try to end the game right here and put this game in our offense's hands? What do you think?
And that's why I love having the ball second, because I get the opportunity to do this. I knew they scored a touchdown. We scored a touchdown. Now, do I want to go for the win, or do I want to continue this game on? It's so nice to have the ball second.
They need this extra point to send it to double overtime. And he puts through the extra point. Here in the second overtime, they'll snap it on first down. Here's the handoff. And he'll pick up 1. It brings up 2nd and 9.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Off play action. Grabbed over the middle. It's Bond. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion.
I think one of the most undervalued assets in good quarterback play is the play action game. Making the run fake honestly and truthfully looking like run. You're fooling the defense, and then you're just making it easier on yourself because you're giving yourself bigger lanes to throw the football into.
Looking for a man. It's James. Complete. And they make the stop, and this offense has it inside the 5, and they are threatening. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. They go to the ground. Touchdown, Eagles! Got it in to take the lead here in the second OT.
And the running back was not going to be denied on that play. He had a hole. He saw it. He put his foot in the ground, and that was pay dirt.
Second overtime, and they'll have to go for 2. They want to throw it. Can't do it better than that. The 2-point conversion is good, and the lead is 8. They know what's in front of them. They have to answer that score with a touchdown. Looking to throw on first down. Caught over the middle. It's White.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
And the Mountaineers in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Looking to fire. Working that left side now. He's guided out of bounds at the 12-yard line.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football, and a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting them the football, letting them get some positive yards.
Catch in the middle. It's Barnes. That completion takes them down to the 7-yard line, and they are ready to strike.
It's really easy to say the word RPO and say I'm going to run them, but you got to make those decisions, and you got to make them fast. You can't get confused by all the craziness that's going on, by all the guys moving around or talking. Nice job by the quarterback, staying in the moment, seeing it, throwing the slant, making sure he makes the right decision.
Pressure coming. Man, did he pay for it with that hit as he got rid of the ball.
Quarterbacks talk about it all the time. They love the clean pocket where they can step up, throw the football. That is not what they had. Nice job by the defense, beating the offensive line, disrupting the timing, and getting a nice clean hit on the quarterback.
3rd down in overtime. They have to keep the drive alive and try to get it in the house. They just keep firing. And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose. Defense grabs the football, and there he goes. The 50. He's at the 40. Past the 20. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Boston College. The defense putting points on the board.
It's really hard as a quarterback because you got your eyes downfield. You're trying to find an open guy. You're trying to negotiate the rush, and all of a sudden people are swatting at the ball. They hit you. They knock it out. Got to do a better job next time of keeping 2 hands on the ball so you don't get it scooped and scored like what happened right there.